Testing audio. Sounds good. Let me go see what it was. Okay, I'm back. Yeah, so this is just a really random stream because I figured I might as well. I'm messing around with some new stuff in STO. Let me go take a look at some stuff here. Just saw there was a new comment somewhere. Let me go see what it was. Someone was saying that there's a few ads popping up on some of the previous videos. I'll have to go in and fix that after this. Is my audio coming through fine for everyone? Check here. Okay, everything seems good. Okay, so I guess the first thing to go over here is this build that I've been messing with over the last few hours on the gem dread I have, and I just respect took it into an ISA. It was 160 earlier. I had a 191 with it. I haven't been able to get into any HSVs yet because they usually don't happen at this time of the day. So what I'm doing here with this gem dread is the Terran Task Force, DHC of course, the prolonged phaser, and then this one I think a lot of people are going to be wondering why. I did this on my scimitar, which was shown on the stream the other day, but I didn't explain it. And it's the advanced piezopolaron dual cannons. So let me hit more details here. So a special thing these cannons have, these are the Lucari Reputation set dual cannons. And the special feature about them is that with rapid fire or surgical strikes, the weapon will trigger a technical overload at the start of the cycle, right after you first hit those abilities. That will deal a nice amount of damage. It can only occur once every 15 seconds, but it is very, very good. To give an idea of how good, the numbers we were seeing in some of the parses had this dual cannon competing with the Terran. If you add up what that dual cannon does plus the technical overload proc, I'm going to pull up a parse here and hopefully this one has it. Let me get everything on the right screen here. Okay, that's bad parse. Let's look at this one. Okay, so Terran Task Force. Let's see here. I didn't have it on in that run. Okay. There's some of these other runs I know I had it on. No, that's not it. Okay, I guess we'll just have to go with this one. So, where is it? Oh, this is a terrible example, but you can see that there's not just the dual cannons. They have this technical overload. This technical overload you need to add on to the rapid fire to get the total number from those cannons. And some of the runs we've done, myself, Omega, I think Tenora's messing with us now, we have seen that this Piezo Polaron with the technical overload can almost compete with the Terran, which is very, very good. So what I'm doing here with this is I'm running 3 of the best dual heavy cannons or dual cannons that you can run for DPS. So it is a mix of damage types, which does hurt it a little bit, but it is still doing perfectly fine. You don't need to worry as much about different, damage types with the cannons or beams tac consoles. So disruptor, polaron, phaser, and then on the aft got the trilithium phaser turret because it's got a really good 2-piece, and then 2 normal disruptor turrets. I'll go over the torp here in a moment, but for engineering consoles, DPRM, weapon sensor enhancer, the reason I'm running the weapon sensor enhancer is because when you factor in accuracy overflow, which works with rapid fire, scatter volley, everything but fire at will basically, the accuracy overflow means that you're getting more crit chance and severity out of this console than you would any specific, like a crit console for most things. I'm trying to remember the numbers. I think that if I'm remembering right, this weapon sensor enhancer could be up to like 5% crit chance, 4 to 5%, and then it could be about 16 or something percent crit severity. So with the accuracy overflow, you gotta basically just figure that as the 4 to 5 crit chance, which alone would make it worth it, and then the upwards of like 16 severity. I don't remember the exact numbers, but it's something close to that. So that makes that console certainly worth using on these cannon builds. My tac consoles are all cannons ones. The difference between cannons and the normal, I mean, if you look at them, same amount of crit chance and less than 5% Cat 1 like damage for that type. You've got so much Cat 1 from so many different sources. The difference between 32.8 and 37.5 is you can pretty much just ignore it. If it were Cat 2, it'd be a different story, but it's Cat 1, and your Cat 1 buffs are saturated heavily. Back to engineering consoles, we got the reinforced armaments console. This is the second piece with the trilithium turret, and it has some EPS on it, hull restoration, hull cap. The two-piece gives you firing cycle haste and a little bit of flight speed. So for absolute min-max, you're gonna get just a little bit more by using that turret. Not much. It's I think Jay was saying like 1% or 2. Then I've got the binaural infusion circuits for the crit severity, proto matter field projector for the survivability. Down to science consoles, I have the Kabali Riff regenerative integrity field. That's for more survivability. And then I have the point defense bombardment warhead. So this has the projectile damage buff on it, which is Cat 1, 25%. And it's got 1% crit chance on it. This is the console that comes off of the NX. But what makes it so good is that it's in a two-piece with the DPRM. And that two-piece is 33% Cat 1 for phaser, disruptor, and plasma energy weapons. So it's almost another TAC console. And hello to everyone that's popping up here in chat. But I don't want to get into the torp quite yet, so let's just go over the deflector, engine, core, shield quick. I've got a fleet colony deflector for the crit chance and severity. Very nice to run. I've got a competitive engine on, competitive rep one. It's one that triggers off of heals. I've got one of the cores on, doesn't matter which one you go for that really. And then I've got a shield on. I personally prefer the max HP one because this max HP variant with the proc, if you're being shot at and that proc's to give you more HP, that's going to help the healing you would get from DPRM or proto matter field. So I've been going over like running the subspatial warhead stuff for a while now, for the last 2-3 weeks, and someone mentioned to me to try it with the Delphic torpedo, so that's what I've been doing tonight. So let's go look at the duty officers real quick. It's an aux to bat build, so 3 technicians, emergency con hologram for the evasive maneuvers reset with emergency powered engines, agent and rule. You can run a nuclear warfare specialist there if you want, and then an energy weapons officer. I'm just reading chat here. Okay, Galen, I'm mispronouncing things, I'm sorry. If we look at it, the summer event ship is now being leaked over on Tribble. It's another Vorgon ship. People are thinking it's a cruiser. There's a Reddit thread about it. Let me see if I can find. There you go. And above that, just read your Huznok, please carry me in the scimitar, please buff me CRF builds. I don't have any tier 6 ships yet, but I really like what I've read on it. Any tips for a budget variant? So it's really hard with rapid fire to suggest a budget variant because these rapid fire builds are probably the most expensive builds you can do in the game right now. Especially being the core trait of the entire build cost 1+ billion. It's very hard to suggest a budget variant. Um, Scatter Volley doesn't have the same punch as Rapid Fire. I mean, you could do the Rapid Fire, you just would be stuck with 2/3 uptime. So 5-second downtime in between Rapid Fire activations. I mean, you can do that, but it's not going to be as good as like running a Scatter Volley build with the Scatter Volley trait. It's just really hard to say. Like, if you're wanting to do the Rapid Fire, you can do it. You're just missing out on those traits. Bridger, I don't think he's in here right now, but he was doing some runs on a Rapid Fire build without Go for the Kill, the trait I was talking about there that cost a ton of VC, and he still had over 100k. I mean, you can do over 100k without the trait. It's just that that trait makes such a huge difference that you'll get more out of running Scatter Volley with Withering Barrage if you don't have it. Just looking at some stuff here. Let's see. I didn't go over the bridge officer, sorry, I was getting distracted typing in game there. So bridge officers slots on this thing. I've got the Lieutenant Commander Universal set as an engineer. So I'm running dual Lieutenant Commander engineers. One of them is a command seat, so I have Concentrate Firepower 3 on. That's what makes this build a bit interesting and this thing possible. So starting off with the Universal Lieutenant Commander, Emergency Power to Engines 1, Ox to Bat 1, Emergency Power to Weapons 3. Moving to the Commander Tactical, Fire at Will 1 to trigger preferential targeting. Attack Pattern Beta 1 for the debuff, High Yield 3 for the Torp, Rapid Fire 3 for the cannons. Lieutenant Tactical / Command, I've got Tac Team 1 and Chemo 2. And then the Engineer, Lieutenant Commander / Command, Eng Team 1, Ox to Bat 1, and then Concentrate Firepower 3 so I can get more high yield spam. And then the Ensign Science is set up with just hazard emitters for the debuff removal. Let's just go take this build into something. Also, I'm sorry if there's black bars at the top and bottom. I play on a ultra wide monitor, and it's just easier on my side just to leave it as is. That's why there may be black bars at the top and bottom. So sorry if that messes with your viewing at all. Is the Delphic Torp better than the Saboteur set? I'm not sure yet. That's what I'm testing. And is it worth changing over from a CRF build to a CRF high yield spam build? It can be in some content, but you'll find with the concentrate firepower high yield spam, if you go in with too much team DPS, it just doesn't work. You lower your DPS because the concentrate firepower is on one target every 30 to 45 seconds, and sometimes things just die too fast. This was great meeting you there, Warrior. Watch this be a terrible run. If my rapid fire misfires again at the start, I'm gonna be salty. Last run I did it misfired. Let's go to the other side. I can handle that. What's so fun with these builds is you just spam the transformer. All these generators are still up. Look at this thing just drop. Summer event usually starts within the next month, but they might delay it with the expansion. Just wasn't enough AoE in this run for the spheres to be taking care of by the others. Okay, let's take a look at that parse. A bit more detail. The technical overload is making my claims about this thing being good look bad. Terrible. I'm telling you guys though that like in HSC, you look at the technical overload numbers and it can do very good in there, surprisingly. So pretty good overall. The Torp's getting a lot of high numbers here. The Delphic Torp, 19.5K. Just pull up a calculator. So we'll start with the pet. 27816.23 minus. So go in and remove all of the pets. I want to just see what the subspace first subspatial warhead trait did in this run. So subspatial warhead only did 14,500. Well, 14.8. Not as good as what I was seeing with the Saboteur 3-piece. But the Delphic Torp seems to be getting better numbers overall. Let's just take a look here. So 14, that's the total from the trait. Now let's look at the Torp. So before chemo site, which would be just another K or so, that's not bad. That's actually really competitive with the Saboteur 3-piece. 53.6K. That's about the same as what I was getting with the Saboteur, and this is certainly a much more affordable option. This only needs the one Torp and not a 3-piece. Go into Kittimer next and see what happens. If Kittimer pops, that is. Anyone got any questions about the build? Other than is this Torp better than the Saboteur? Seems to be just about on par for the initial test. Oh, we're going into Kittimer fast. All these queues will be popping so much better if that Gamma recruit stuff does happen. If you post it, I'm hoping it will give me a pop-up asking me to approve it. Are you in game? If you want, you could just don't get too close. Just send to me in game or something, and I can post it. Or just look at it. I have an idea, guys. Let's sit right up against Sinatra. Watch your clothes sometimes. The setup's pretty fun. Spencer B96. The best stat handle ever, man. It's so creative. It's better than the first one I had. So this is the ship. I don't think I've actually used any of the Vorgon ships. I have them, but I don't think I've ever actually sat down and actually used one. I don't quite like that like fuzzy pattern on them. Just looks weird. Drop that link in the chat. Thanks Hugo for sending me that. Over here, gotta wait for cooldowns, so I'm just gonna go take a look, see what's up with that video. The Vanguard pack, is it worth $130? Apparently there's a few too many ads on it. I hit this suggest placements thing and oh, every 10 minutes. Okay, let me just go through and remove like half of them. That is certainly absurd. Ads every 10 minutes. Bad YouTube. Let me go reply. Is no scoped JFK? Yeah. Let me just go tell him quick that I removed like half the ads. Pursuit, I remember the mine stuff, yeah. So I had the, something that many people have went through and messed up. I finally had it happen to me in this game last night. First time in the last, it's been 6-7 years now where I actually had it happen. I forgot a zero on a ship listing. Sold a TOS Dreadnought pack for 30 mil instead of 300. I was very salty about it for a little bit, but it's I've had more than enough luck in other things selling recently that I'm not gonna get too worked up about it. Just gotta be careful when you're listing things. Just click off, make sure that those zeros are all there. That really hurt my immersion. It's a shame Omega wasn't on to annoy me about it. He's always near the exchange. That's where he's bought. Yeah, I'll take a look at the video in a bit. I've got it saved on Pigeon, so. Yeah, it made some bot really happy. Was like 2 seconds and it sold. Now, 2 seconds like that, that's just a bot sitting there watching that. Like the time of the day it was like 2 a.m. in the US. 1 or 2, so you're not gonna have people there. I hope there's not actually people there. Sin like that most of the time, but it's probably a bot because Cryptic is extremely bad dealing with bots. They're terrible dealing with most things like that. Like someone was telling me that you guys know the gold sellers. Well, the one that starts with an E, ends with a PAL. They literally have an account with that as their @ handle name, running a fleet that they invite people to get their EC. I had someone tell me that, and I'm like, this was just a few months ago. The guy on Leaks for STO that posted that after he went nuts. Just that was something we were all laughing about it earlier this year. Late last year. It's just crazy. The Cryptic has such a good system in place that gold sellers literally have accounts that are the exact same name as their website, running fleets where they invite people to get the EC. What's wrong with Cryptic? What is wrong? Also, let me know if I'm really quiet. I've moved around and leaned back a bit. I don't have the mic on a boom arm anymore because it broke. Need to order a new one off Amazon here soon. Need to see if something's sold. What character do I have something listed on? Anyone got any questions at all? Any victory is life questions that we haven't went over yet? Oh wow. This character's got exchange bills from 2014. I'm not gonna collect these. These just have to stay there. Just to... These just have to stay forever. Nothing is selling. It's terrible. If Hollow Curland doesn't spam Curland here, like when you're in ground combat and just you get, if we don't have complaint threads about it on Reddit for it doing that, then I'm going to be disappointed. I expect that Hollow Curland Bridge Officer to just constantly spam Curland here in chat. That's all I want from it. That's what it needs to do. If it doesn't do that, I don't care. $2.5 million. One down, 20 to go. Yeah. Pretty much. So, the stream I did yesterday, I messed up and showed me buying a DOF pack. The Baku, whatever, duty officer packs. They have a chance for the energy weapon officers for crit chance or crit severity when firing energy weapons. And there was a stack of 44 for 150 mil or something. Something like that. I was going to pick them up when I got back a few hours after I ended the stream, and someone went through and bought almost every single pack up. That's what I get for showing that on stream. It's terrible. I still think it's Omega that did it. He wants to deny it, but I don't believe him. Character was I gonna go look at? I'm not doing deal or anything. I just want to see if anything sold. I'm trying to get all this CC together so I can go open more lockboxes. Ooh. What's sold here? Ooh. I'll take that. Sensor linked phaser DHCs, 60 millipop. Had them listed for much more than that and they didn't sell, but now they finally have, so gladly take that. Easily get more of those to sell. Yeah. Most of the questions, you're right, can't be answered until we actually have the stuff in front of us, which is why, for those that want to know, if they actually want to buy the pack or not, I'll be doing a stream most of the day, going and detailing all the stuff in it with the actual numbers. I'll, of course, be focused on opening the lockbox first and other stuff like that, but all that stuff will certainly be covered afterwards. The new ships, like, you have a bunch of people going and saying that this dual commander ship is basically tier 7 and stuff like that. It's not. The claims for that are just, they're ridiculous. The ship's gonna be good, but it's not gonna beat anything that's already out there. It's not even gonna be competitive. Like with the really high end ships. Like it's not gonna beat the Vengeance, it's not gonna beat the Scimitar. Uh we don't we don't know, Talon. Um we don't even know if the attack ship hangar pets can be used on these new ships. I didn't read it in the blog, though it's possible I missed something, but I don't recall seeing it. The lack of sales is very disappointing. Oh, the phased polar on weapon packs have went up a nice bit. 250 for a billion EC. It's totally not my listing, by the way. Totally not. It's 36. I gotta wait for 38 after, right? Like I gotta swap to a full instance. Gotta do this the full Crosis way, right? Oh, there's no other like instance I can swap to. That's good for this. So red. You gotta like when you open these lock boxes. What is all the stuff that people say when you open lock boxes? You gotta go to certain parts of maps or something. It's just crazy all the things you hear. Though I do usually like 38 after. It usually tends to be pretty lucky. But I like opening on ship bridges. Whenever it loads. I like ship bridges. Thank you. I'm just saying it's I'm reinforcing the times that I like by spamming open at that time, but it works, so I'll stick with it. Need more low buy. What I need to do is go and get more Phoenix packs. There's no way I have enough Phoenix packs to go and upgrade every last piece of gear I have. Or, Phoenix upgrades. I think it's about time we can go back into another yeah, okay, ISA in a minute. Let's beam up, check cooldowns. All of the low buy I have gone in the last week or so. So with the amount of low buy I have opened probably 700 to 800 lockboxes now in the last week. And I've gone 5 or 6 ships. It's not too bad. I have like 160 Phoenix upgrades. He's buying something. I know that spamming spacebar to buy a bunch of items. These people have messaged me before asking why I'm jumping up at the exchange. It's like I'm buying a bunch of things and I'm just told spamming spacebar to, hit the OK and stuff. I messed up and sold too many of my traits too early. Here we go. Great servers here, Cryptic. lag at all. No rapid fire misfire yet again. Thank you. Another rapid fire misfire? What is going on with these trash servers? Oh, it's not even healing. It's not even fair. Let's pop the gate quick. This is a bug map anyways. Nothing's healing because the map didn't load in due to Cryptic's trash servers. Trash servers. That is such an annoying bug. Skill tree, let me beam up to space and I'll go over my current skill tree because I just respec'd. Like, right before I started streaming. Did an ISA run and was realizing I didn't have a good day to die on. Made me very sad. Okay, so I'm gonna go over the skill tree and just explain everything I chose here. So I went for attack ultimate, just because when I was on the balance tree, I did notice I was missing out on some performance for DPS stuff. You can certainly do a balance tree, like for more casual gameplay. I mean, it doesn't really matter. You can do any content in the game with it, but for getting the most out of attack, doing DPS, the tackle is really important to have. You want to get at least 26 points in. 27 doesn't really matter. Frenzied Assault and Team Frenzy are the important ones, but if you're only doing solo stuff, you don't need Team Frenzy. Frenzied Assault just adds a damage buff to the tack ult. So you get some firing cycle haste. You get up to 40% Cat 2 weapon damage. And some other nice things. So for tactical, I maxed out energy and projectile weapon training just because that's a good amount of Cat 1 for each. Just to start off. And if you're going with tackle, it makes so just that you don't really have anywhere else to go with those points with the tackle. Then I have accuracy maxed out because AC overflow will still affect everything that is not fire at will, so that's more crit chance and severity, and just making sure you're hitting things, which is not as important in PvE, but it's still pretty nice. And then I have 2 points in defense. If you're doing just PvE, you can skip out on that. I'm just gonna go down the rest of the tactical side here first. So weapon amplification and specialization, these give you crit chance and severity for your weapons. It's equivalent to 2 crit D mods and 2 crit H mods. These only affect your weapons and do not show up in the stats page. So if you have points in them, you have to go and calculate how much they are doing for you. So I have that maxed out. So just having that maxed out is adding 4% to this. So I technically have a base crit chance of 34.5. I have a little bit higher than that due to having a bit more in the skill. Weapon specialization, I have 145. The skill tree only gets you up to 100, so I have a little bit more than that, but you can get the point. Then if we go down to the commander side on tack here, hull pen and shield pen, so I only have 2 points in each of these. And this is also why I have the points in defense, because really the third point in these isn't worth it. It's such a small bump up. You're going from 8.5 armor pen to 10, and 4.25 up to 5. So I just find it very hard to justify the third point in each of those. Then we have the coordination protocols. So these buff up your pets and your allies. So those are very nice to have if you're running any hanger pets, and if you're in a team environment quite often, having a bunch of people with this certainly is pretty nice. And then I have the points in tack readiness, because even with Ox to Bat, you want to have just a little bit of readiness for the cannon skills, because their cooldown, base cooldowns are a bit lower than fire at wills. You can have them up every 15 seconds versus fire at will needing only the 20-second cooldown. So let's go take a look at the other stuff then. Science-wise, I only have a total of 7 points in science. It's not the biggest priority. I have a point in shield capacity, just for the extra little bit of shields. A point in drain and control expertise, just for the resistance. Then I have a point in EPG, because that is plus 50 EPG, so if I ever run a science build, that 50 EPG can come in handy. And then I have 3 points in long range targeting sensors, and this just makes my weapons lose less damage over distance. Very good to have for energy weapon builds. That's it for science. Then for engineering, improved hull restoration. This buffs up your healing skills, so 2 points in it is pretty good. You always want to have at least 1 point in it. The third point with anything, you start to suffer diminishing returns. It's worth 3 points if you're on a cruiser or a tank or something, but on something like this, 2 points is all you need. Improved hull capacity, though. The third point does suffer from diminishing returns also, but the thing is that with DPRM and Protomatter giving you heals based off of your hull capacity, the more hull you can have, the better for those consoles. So 2 points is what I usually run on every character, no matter what. 3 if I have room. Then I have 2 points in EPS, just because EPS is still pretty good to have for your weapons and recovering power. 2 points in impulse expertise, just for the speed buff. I have a single point in hull plating for the resistance. I have a point in defensive subsystem tuning and offensive, just for the power that they give each. That's like plus 5 power to each subsystem with those both toggled. Then warp core potential for the plus 3 power to all subsystems, and warp core efficiency, which gives you a scaling power buff to subsystems with low power. So that scales off of where you have the bar set. So by me having these set to 15 for my shields and engines, warp core efficiency is giving me a nice chunk of power. As you see here, it even says the bonus starts at 0 when your subsystem target is set at 75 and scales up to plus 10 when your subsystem target is set at 15, so that is giving me 10 power to shields and engines. It's pretty handy. Now for the unlocks, with the engineering one, the first one here, the first big bubble, you always want to choose battery expertise. This doubles the duration of your batteries and how long their effects last. So you always want to have that one triggered. If I accidentally hit the hanger health one, this battery expertise is so important that I would immediately go and respec. Then for the second engineering node, we've got maximum hole cap or subsystem repair, and you just always want to take the hole capacity because of DPRM and protomatter. Moving down to this first science bubble, I have sector space travel speed toggled, and that's just because the maximum speed is more important to me than the transwarp cooldown. And the first one here for tactical, you can do threat control or hanger weaponry. I am doing hanger weaponry because I use pets on quite a few builds, so it helps me more. Second toggle, I have projectile crit chance. Third one is energy crit chance. Those give you the choice between 1% crit chance or 5 severity, and that crit chance is always more valuable. Then I have the accuracy rating thing selected for the fourth tactical unlock, just because that's a little bit of extra crit chance and severity with ACK overflow. And then once again for the tackle, I have Frenzied Assault and Team Frenzy. So the weapon damage buff and the thing that makes it a mark that anyone that shoots the target and is on your team will benefit from. So hopefully that helps explain the space stuff there for what I have selected. And then for ground, you just do everything at the top left and everything at the bottom right. As I said, I just respec'd earlier, so I haven't even touched my ground one yet, so I'm just going to go through and select stuff now. Most of this doesn't matter. You want to make sure to grab the device expertise. It's the same as the battery one for space. Doubles the duration of how long stuff lasts. And just choose all the damage buff stuff. No problem, glad to help you there. Yeah, the starter pack's pretty decent. You get the Vanguard, brace with it. What, it's gonna be like 20 bucks, is it? It's a really good deal for 20 bucks. The ship you get with it isn't the best ever, but you gotta make sacrifices with some things. So the prolonged phaser will do more over time, but if you're... So the prolonged is only good if you're in a sustained combat. If you're not in a sustained combat, if you go out of combat at all during the fight, a prolonged is not worth it because it resets the stacks. And it takes a while for that thing to build up to be good. Yeah. Yeah, you can always go back. You're right there, you know, buy them whenever later on, but I don't think you're gonna honestly have to worry about buying most of them. They're not gonna really upset the meta much. I'm just buying them because it's just you gotta catch them all, you know. So I want to figure out how much of the crit chance. What is my actual base crit chance here? Let's go back to the skills space. So every point of weapon specialization is 0.04 crit chance. And I have 145 of the skill. So 5.8. $30.5 plus 5.8, and then I have the 1% bonus toggled for energy weapons in the skill tree for the was it level 15 tactical or 15 points of tactical unlock. So like my base energy weapon crit chance is actually 37.3. Oh boy, I'm just looking. There's some more comments on the video from the other day, the stream. What? The thing, there were 12 ads on the video. The guy had 12 ads. Oh man. Wow. What is causing the downward pressure on the price of dilithium? So it's Phoenix. It's the Phoenix packs. People are buying up upgrades. Oh, Time Wolf. So I was wanting to talk to you too about the KDF side. With the stuff being rearranged in the Armada. The currently we've got you on a timer because we are now the Alpha Fleet and we're trying to get in some new betas and stuff. I mean, if you still want the Gamma slot, I can hook you up under one of the other fleets, but I was wondering if you actually wanted that, being it's your fleet there was still like at level 0. Yeah, Phoenix is still people are stockpiling, and it's nearing the end of the event, so people are going nuts, grabbing every last bit of it they can before it goes away. Like, I'm still looking for a few more KDF fleets for this armada also. I sent a message to one of the other fleets. We have a beta with 3 gammas going in where your fleet currently is Time Wolf. And if you want to stay in, we can move you in under Shield or House of Pouftage if you want. But I wasn't sure, being you guys are, it's just 3 people at level 0. I wasn't sure if you wanted to stay in or not. If you wanted to, you're more than welcome to put the character or something over in DBC if you want to have access to all the gear. Oh, okay. It's it's just a bank fleet. Well, yeah. We're trying to. The goal eventually is to get it up so that the KDF Armada is at least level 700. Right now, with the fleets we've got coming in, the beta and gammas that are going to go in your slot there, they're it's like 3 level 70-ish fleets and a level 60 or something. Yeah. But just back on the topic of the Phoenix upgrades, it's just a matter of it's nearing the end of the event. Everyone's preparing, and it is really weird, but it is what it is. I wasn't expecting the downward movement either. Otherwise, I wouldn't have bought my Zen the other day. I could have saved a little bit. Talon. So the new Jem'Hadar ships, they will be available for all factions after you level them up on a Jem'Hadar. It's the tier 6 mastery on them. Which is something new they added in for those 4 new Jem'Hadar ships, where after the Starship trait mastery unlock, there's a unlock that makes it so any captain on your account can fly them instead of just the Jem'Hadar. So it's an interesting mechanic that they hopefully later apply to other things. Last minute buying, yeah, just because all the Mark 15 upgrades that are about to happen. Taking all your gear up from Mark 14 to 15. The other issue here is they didn't, at least I didn't see, there's not a key sale? Let me check again. That was really weird. I was looking at that earlier. It's just so weird. Do they even have the Master Keyring bundle out? I didn't see the announcement for it. No, they don't even have the keys on sale. What's up with that? Just convert a little bit of this still over while we're talking about Phoenix. Buy me a few more Phoenix packs. I gotta get another 300 Zen here too at some point. I haven't done contraband at all, like most of this week. After I got the 13,000 Zen, I was like, okay, I gotta stop. I can't do this Admiralty on all the characters daily. It's just too taxing. No Talon. The veteran ship skins are 900 day unlock, I want to say. Because I just hit 800 and I don't even have them. Phoenix drop rate is still the same as far as I know, which is just as trash as it's always been. Unlucky? What is this? Okay, I'm going. Yeah, you go. I get what you're saying there. 21 in a row. I usually get almost a 1-to-1 ratio greens to blues. What is this? That was terrible. Like, really, what was that? Come on. I did not get my lithium worth out of that, I feel. 43 tech upgrades for 120k deal. Not sure how I feel about that. Film Monk. So, what was that about a KDF fleet? So, we are rearranging our armada. Basically, we're building one from the ground up. Um, we have one gamma slot open here, 3 here, and all of these here in the middle are taken. As soon as Crisis is out, we've got, um, as I told you, Time Wolf there, he can have one of the gamma slots if he wants, but we've got a beta coming in with 3 gammas already under it that are going to be taking up that there, and they're going to really bump up the armada, so just to really, I don't care if your fleet's the most active ever, as long as it's built up a little bit, we'll take you. We just want to get this bonus up so we get the XP and build with, discounts. We want our XP buff, and others want their nice dill discount that they'll get in the gamma slots. But if you got level 31, I can hook you up with a gamma slot if Shield KDF here responds. I sent their active guy, Trek fan here. I sent him a mail a few hours ago. Hopefully he gets on here in the next few days to respond. If I don't have a response from them by the day or two after Victory is life, I'll kick them from the Armada and replace them with someone that's active. Or I'll just put them in a gamma slot. Yeah, I mean, even if you're solo, like, what is your bonus in your current Armada? Like, what's the dill discount and stuff you're getting there? Because when we get the beta and the 3 gammas in that we're gonna have here in a little bit, Been about 3 days. That's gonna take us up to the mid 500s Armada levels, so that alone will have like 15% DIL discount for Gamma fleets. Your priority with reputations on Jem'Hadar Tune, probably focus Terran rep for the Terran DHC and Beameray. That'll be what I'll be focusing on first. Competitive, get for the engines. I mean, I don't. That's the other thing here, Talon, is the normal Jem'Hadars get 2 reputations filled in off the bat, but the Vanguard ones apparently have 3 filled in off the bat, but we don't know which 3. And Sizer, you're waiting on the same thing I am right now, because okay, this fleet that I contacted, Shield KDF, is the same one that I need to talk to remove a fleet, another one from the Fed side. So the initial slot we had, that's already filled, as you can see there. I'm thinking that I don't know like which exactly. I know Coffin Dodgers, PC 101. He's active over. He's pretty active. I know he's often around Valican quite a bit. So I know he's really actively playing the game. 7 Squadron here. The person I knew there was Jay Churungana. I can't even pronounce that. I'm not even gonna begin. They have someone else here active online right now, but I don't know him. I'm thinking if I kick one in, it'll probably be this one actually. It's 1 rank 7, last online the 26th. Let me see if any of these fleets are really lacking. I'd love to just get rid of Mr. Rogers' neighborhood here. This is the Breakfast Club alternate fleet on the Fed side from many years ago. We've been building it up while it's in the Armada. We've gone it up a nice bit, but it's still only 31. That would be the ideal one to replace. The issue is it's in a beta slot, and replacing a beta fleet is a pain. Because you take out the beta, all the gammas under them gotta be reinvited by the new beta. It's just a complete mess. So let's take a look. What else do we have here? Armada fleet, they're active. Vidya Trek, I guess, was the 4chan fleet or something. I don't really know them. I've never talked to any of the people from it. The thing, I think it'd be between them and Starfleet Defense Initiative and 7 Squadron. Those are the 3 fleets I'd consider removing right now. It's really hard to say. And if I choose the 7 Squadron here, which has 38 total members, versus the other 2 options having quite a bit more, I have to get the shield guy to respond, and he's the one I'm waiting for on the KDF side, so it all depends, man. And Film Monk, yeah, you'll have a larger bonus with us. Once we get the beta and those 3 gammas in, it's going to take us up into the 500s, so you're gonna have like 3 times the discount you currently have. And that's still with us having like half the gamma slots empty. Yeah, Hugo, everyone wants to be in a gamma slot. That's exactly the issue. The Breakfast Club was considered crazy by some, like, because I didn't want a gamma slot. I wanted the alpha slot, not because of being the leader, but because of the XP buff. It means it's easier to level up specializations and stuff. But most people want that lithium discount because it helps with their fleet projects so much. Film Monk, it's just gonna be a little bit while I, try to get that guy to respond. Well, actually, I could invite you under the other one, so depending on how long it takes, I could actually get you in today, even. Was a bit better. What weapons am I running? Terran DHC, Prolonged Phaser dual cannons, the Advanced Lucari Rep dual cannons. Then I have the Delphic Torpon with high yield spam. Aft, I have the Trilithium Phaser turret and 2 Disruptor turrets. Let's take a look at that part. But if you look at this still doesn't have the technical overload and the piezo cannon, the Lucari one doing as much as I was hoping. But look, technical overload 5k, the Lucari cannon, that's the advanced piezo here, doing 18k, so it did 23k compared to the Terran up there at 28. That's pretty good. Talon, it's just choosing a bunch of really good cannons. Both are the highest performing for their damage type. I mean, you could do that, Sizer. You can try it for sure. Guy was asking for that stuff there, basically. Have to post it. Be elitist. I want to add up all the numbers from the Torp again. So actually, let's go back to pets. So we have the overall pet DPS at 30k, and we have to subtract all of the attack ships and the anti-time entanglement singularity here. $19k out of subspatial warheads. That's pretty good. So we have 19k of the 30k from the pets being from the subspatial warhead trait. Let's take a look at what the Torp did with the actual Torp numbers. So that's not a bad between the trait and all the things for the Delphic Torp here. So the Salvo 1, Salvo 2, Concentrate Firepower, the Isolytic Tear that didn't show up under pets for some reason, and normal Delphic Torp. That's 51.5k. That's pretty good for, you know, one Torp being spammed. Talon I am running plus cannons, tack consoles. Anyone got any questions? How can you join the trading channel? Let's see here. You privated again. Bug one of the admins or operators. Just message them and ask them for an invite, basically. So, Tactical Rooks Online, Heavy MT for Life. The active ones that I recognize here outside of them is, I mean, Croesus is on every now and then. Dukedom's on quite often. But these two are online right now. If you message one of them, pretty sure one of them could help you out. Tactical Rook or Heavy MT for Life. So hopefully that helps you with that there. By the way, invites did go out for the new DPS channel, DPS Elites, which is HSE based. So, you know, go through and like accept if you got one. If you have over 75k in HSE, you've got an invite. That's on SCM. So there's quite a few that haven't accepted. Kittimer's taking forever. By the way, if anyone didn't know, if you are wanting to know how to like open up the window to see who's in a channel or something, go to a channel where you are the owner, admin, or operator of, and you just hit the admin button and you click to the other channel and hit refresh. Bring everything up. So like with the trading channel, I just pop up one of the DPS channels and hit admin and, you know, just go through and look. You see, when you get close to Denatra, she cloaks, and when she cloaks, you can't kill her. Well, she got a lot of dots on her. Omega, stop being poor and buy your keys and get yourself the turret. Stop being poor, man. It's just simple as that, right? It's time to do hard content, I think. I have no idea there, Joe. So you updated SCM, and that's an issue a few people have been having. So what's been recommended so far? Let me pull this up and make sure I don't have anything on my screen that I don't want up on the screen. Go to your local disk and find this SCM user data folder and just try deleting it. Run as admin did it for you? Yeah, okay, give that a go then. But yeah, you can try deleting this SCM user data folder. There's some in the app data, but people tried that earlier and said they didn't have any success with it. So try it as the admin. If that doesn't work, try deleting this SCM user data thing in the local disk folder. All good, man. Just going in to see how this the specific ship does in there. I'm not expecting really much of anything from it. By the way, I resolved a lot of the issues I was having with lag at the start of HSC. Now that I've said that, it's going to lag like mad as soon as I get into this HSE. But someone had mentioned making an exclusion in Windows Defender for the STO folder and for the combat log file itself. Once I did that, and with the game over on an SSD, that resolved the lag issues I was largely having in these HSE runs, where it was lagging so bad at the start, where it was actually crashing me at points. I gotta say, this Jemadar Dread is a good looking ship, the T6 one of it. It's a weird design for sure, but it looks good.
I am perfection. I am Borg.
Where's the size sub nuke? But Psy was very slow. I had DPR and Protometer available, though. It's still a good round. We just gotta get people used to nuking the Queen's feedback off right away. It's cool down. Yeah, that happened to me the other day. Okay, so... Let me just type in all good. Let's look at that parse. Okay, so when I was bringing up before that the Lucari dual cannon is really good, the rep one, the set piece one. So the advanced, we see it doing 20k. Then we have technical overload from it down here doing 3.5k. So that's 23.5k. That is 1k below what the Terran did if you combine the two. That is really, really good. So these mixed damage type builds in this situation, they're working very well because the various cannons each have their own strengths that make them perform so well. And so I've got two cannons on here that are almost the same. So that advanced piezo, the Lucari one, is doing almost what the Terran is. That's just crazy. Then the Prolong's not too far behind, just actually about 5k behind. Still not too bad. The Torp did pretty well with the trait. It held its ground there, I imagine. The pets did amazing, of course. The attack ship pets have always been amazing. Crit chance was in the mid 40s, mid to upper 40s on most things. Pretty good. I don't think we had a tank there. Like a dedicated tank. So if you do go with the mix, just go with cannon stack consoles. From the Spire, I mean, let me pull them back up here. So these are the cannons ones. There's also a beams variant if you want to run rainbow beams, but you can do that. It's just cannons are so much better than beams in the current meta. Beams are completely outclassed right now. They hit Fa too hard and beam overload still is trash. So here's the cannon ones. Now let's compare it to a normal type. So normal damage specific type is 37.5% Cat 1. The cannons or beam specific, which buff everything, are 32.8, and then they both have the same crit chance. So there's a difference of less than 5% Cat 1, and you have so much Cat 1 damage buffs from so many different things that the difference can pretty much be ignored. It's not uncommon to see disruptors and phasers on the same builds nowadays, but now we're seeing stuff like this advanced piezo come in, and it's just amazing what the combo's doing. And that Lucari thing, it's of course the one where you have to do a mission for it. Which you see here. Requisition Advanced Piezo Polaron Dual Cannons. I get mine at Mark 13 Ultra Rare because I did the Agents of Yesterday recruitment event thingy to get that, so it's pretty handy. So this ship, I'm gonna pull up the table again here. Let's take a look. So I did 171. If I so this ship works perfectly fine. And at 171 there, that would qualify for 14th place on the table. So that's very, very good. Run level 0, I am not running scatter volley, I am running a rapid fire setup. Rapid fire is the better option if you have the traits to back it up. The issue is the traits are so expensive. Just go for the kill alone is like 1.2 billion EC right now off the tier 6 attack ship. I can use Scatter Volley with Withering Barrage, but I have issues using it after using Rapid Fire because Rapid Fire just does so much more damage to a single target. It's very hard to go back to anything else after it. I'm gonna annoy Omega because he wants that Torp really bad now. For alts, the best build I would say is going to be a Scatter Volley build because Withering Barrage is just such a cheap trait. You get it account wide in a 3-pack. The one the Defiance in. I mean that's $48 when it's on sale. They'll probably do another ship sale within the next month. They'll probably start tossing out a bunch of sales next week. But I can't say anything for sure. That's something I have no idea about. Is a turret build viable? I mean, if we're being honest, you can pretty much make anything viable right now if you properly buff things up. You could have a build, like a full turret build, go into elite content. It's not going to get the highest numbers ever, but it will work. Okay, I guess we got Calvin on and he was able to hit the button to get that taken care of right now. So hopefully that beta and their gammas can get sorted out here soon. I think they had a day left on their timer. Film Monk. Any idea what Ambassador Cal was talking about in the Priority 1 interview? Something about a massive announcement out on Monday. If I had to guess, that's going to be all of the information about the recruitment event. There's things I can't exactly say, but if I had to guess, that would be the most likely answer based on what I know. We already know there were recruitment events coming. They leaked it over on Tribble and a few different things on accident, so that's what should likely be happening. There are things that are known, but can't discuss those until they announce it. All we know is that it involved the Admiralty system over there, and we need to wait until they announce the full set of rewards and what everything is, everything that's going to happen. If Cryptic wanted a nice source of income, I was mentioning this, I was hinting at it yesterday, but I'm just, I'll talk about it again now. I didn't exactly explain what I was trying to say, but last year there was a an exploit that popped up that allowed people to force lockbox openings to give them ships. I reported that immediately to Spartan as soon as I found out about it. But there was another thing I found out, which I reported as soon as I found out about it, but I don't think they cared at the time because they had bigger priorities. So I've shown and discussed this before on stream, but I did this. I don't use this character because, it's not the best thing ever. But a potential source of income for Cryptic that isn't much power creep is to give us these extra 2 DOF slots. We already know the system's capable of it because people have them. Some people have them from that exploit. I have it because I tested to confirm the exploit and handed it to Spartan. She didn't wipe. I don't know what was going on with that. I need to message her again and see what's going on there. Because if they need to remove these, I'd very much like them to do that so I don't get into any issues about it. But, when you look at it, the extra 2 DOF slots think about it. You're paying 150,000 fleet credit, or what is it, 150,000 lithium for these extra DOF slots. So they could be making easily. They charge for the second slot, so the seventh slot technically. They could charge, a higher amount than the 150. Then for the eighth slot, they could charge a really high amount of the lithium. I mean, that could easily be a source of them getting 10 to 20 bucks per person worth of dilithium per character they want to do this on. And really, when you look at the stuff, 8 duty officer slots does not add significant power creep. It just gives people a few more options with their build. It's like I would very much love to have a chance to talk to one of their systems developers one on one about some, various things, especially like that. Because I don't see how that would actually be much power creep. That is something that they could make a ton of money off of. And I think overall, people in the STO player base would like. Just ask you guys, just ask yourself, would you be willing to pay for 2 more DOF slots? And do you think it would give you more room on your build? Like, personally, I would very much be willing to go and spend, the 10, 20 bucks worth of lithium per character to go and unlock those slots. If it cost another, even if it was just 150k per for each slot, I'd be more than willing to pay the 300k deal, which equates to about 10 to 15 bucks right now, to do that. Okay, I gotta go delete a parse for Omega here, so definitely making sure my screen is not shown. I do not want the admin tool for SCM up on the screen. Omega, can you send me what the exact character name is? Is it like... Is it just because of a capital letter somewhere that's messing it up? I guess I'll just have to pull up your record. You're gonna just be seeing like very little actually happening on my screen right now. Just ignore that I'm just going and I'm on a different window taking care of this. Making sure I have his right character name and inputting the password. But the faction's messing with him too. It's duplicate. Hold on here, Omega. It's giving me a few issues on this side. I gotta find the list of commands. Omega Fighter at Sovereign 2727. I've got it spelled right. What did you do to your name, Omega? Like, what's doing this, man? Yeah, I'm trying to looking through my command list here. I guess let's do the command to remove the DPS record now. Delete character at handle. Do you need that done for more than HSE? Because I can go through and delete all of your ISA records. Where you at, Omega? Sorry for like the lack of anything happening on the screen right at the moment. Just gotta figure out what else is causing these issues here. You want a clean slate on everything? Okay. ISA, delete character at handle. Oh, there was just an all button. Okay, yeah. I'm blind. I didn't scroll down far enough on the list on the admin tool. There's just an all button to remove you from all the maps with that character. Lovely. Okay, I cleared every one of your records and your faction, so see if it works for you now. Okay, back to this. Go claim my free Phoenix pack. I haven't been doing this. But that off slot stuff, like I don't want to get in trouble for, you know, having found that issue for them and, you know, helping them, you know, resolve it, but it's like it is actually something that is not serious and they could profit off of. Oh, something sold. Oh, those R&D packs have already sold. Wow.
Oh, I miss Rom.
Need to get more low buy. I only have enough to buy 5 of the McKee Raiders as soon as they come out now. Need more. Well, Mythos, he brought up a good point about using it on PvE, but I've had it for a while because we were running them in PvP. By the way, have I told you all about the glorious duty officer assignments called research assignments? These are the duty officer assignments that are the pay-to-win method of leveling up quickly. They're available for budget prices on the exchange, and they're too cheap right now because I've got all mine listed up at like 7 million. I'm really not a fan of them being at 4 to 5 still. So if people could go buy them up and use them, that'd be great. If there is a recruitment event, though, like actually using research assignments is going to be a viable option to quickly level up your specializations. You know, Sizer, I am thinking about it. I need to do one like Gamer's Nexus, where he does with the Cryonaut, like thermal paste he uses. I need to just do like a just do a rip of that for the temporal research assignments and stuff. I need them to sell. Like, that's how I'm gonna fund my Jemadar character, is those things selling. I've got them up at really high prices, but that's because I've already sold some for higher than that. I still can't believe that guy spent 10 million per the other day. That's just crazy. Yeah, Steve, they're something, you know? I gave a few of them away, actually, that giveaway I did back for the 1,000 subscribers. So I've got a code. If I actually follow through with the plan, I'm going to do a video for a ship, and I've got a code for the ship that I'll give away whenever I do that video for it. So I think people can put those two together. Let's open some lockboxes. Let me buy or do I have enough in my inventory still? No. Oh, that's terrible. So unlucky there. 9 boxes. What was I expecting? Go back in and burst down another ISA. Yeah, I am a gambling addict with lockboxes. I'm not even gonna deny it. I've opened so many of them. I've opened 1,000 in the last week. That's saying something. Oh no. Stupid cube. Just wasted my buffs on it. You see, I let my teammates take out the generators because I'm playing selfishly. Meanwhile, I sit here and dope the transformer trying to kill it. I'm running such a team player build. some low DPS person on the other side finally blow a thing. Blow the generator up. That was actually close there. This is such a mess of a run. You know, everything's still alive over there. Misfired. Thank you, Cryptic. That was such a bad run. That was legitimately terrible. Yeah, that guy's might actually. Oh, that could be an AFK there. It's like you have runs like this, and then people will go like, "Why is there AFK penalties?" Yeah, I'm parsing this one. Let me pull it all up. No DPS shaming though, but that is almost an AFK. If he would have been below 500k under 1%, that would have been an AFK penalty for him. I bet my hanger pets did more than each of these people. Yeah. So the sum of all of my hanger pets here, the four top things here, they did more than any of the players on the team. That's oh, I didn't mean to close that. That's something. Take that when I go and do my push to talk key, it messes me up. Look at that though. Damage chart. Look at, you can barely see anyone else. Then the DPS chart here, jeez. It's just amazing. That is pug life. You're right. I do want to see what this guy was running though that had him at 1.9k DPS. He's got chemo sight, but he's got photons, quantums, the AP torque, phaser beam array. It's worrying. Too many different torps. Aw, thank you. Thank you for the lovely donation of 5 keys. And the 26th low buy. Omega. Wow. What? Zols are 300 million on the exchange? Terrible. Yeah, I should have. Well, Dragon's fleet mate of mine, he wanted to get a VOMF out of one of the T6 ship boxes I had, and I would much rather have just given him one or something than have sold one to some rando bot on the exchange for 30 mil. That annoys me. Can I share that actually in the team? No. Get out of here. Oh, Omega really wants to go at it. You're popping the gate. Look at this thing just drop. both generators up. Oh no. No. We almost let that happen. Oh, and this side is gonna let it happen because look at these DPS numbers climb though from us scoping on the game. All the ports going. Nah, it's the torpedo. It's just the visual effects are all bugged out. We're just gonna keep pounding the gateway. Look at the DPS numbers just rocket. This is called gate doping. This is why we don't like using HSC, or HSC, don't like using ISA as a benchmark on high-end builds anymore, because you do this, even if you don't try, you hit the gate while it's still being healed up and do a lot more damage. We're not going to get this till both sides are down. This is fun. $242K. Yes, run right up to Dinatra. Yeah. You get within 5 kilometers, she closes. It's very evident in runs where people don't do it. Oh, great, now I do it. I failed myself. There's more damage here than what we would do in a normal H run. Okay? Omega's got 56 million, I got 70. That's so much gate doping. Let's go to damage 2. Gateway. 54.9 million. Gave me 140. Well, I did 146k DPS against it. That's nuts. Gate doping. It's a terrible, terrible thing. Did the stream cut out there? It says the stream's having a few issues, it seems. That was weird. Okay, it's back up now. Yeah, but the video output just crashed and then it spiked up really high and now it's back to what it was. Dropped to about 1% of frames there. Which is fine, because I'm actually going to probably cut it off for now. Because I do have some other things I want to get done today, and it's now 10:30 in the morning, so I guess we'll wrap it up then. I'll be doing another stream for sure on Tuesday. If I have time, though, I might do another one tomorrow or something. We'll have to see, but for sure on Tuesday with the Victory's Life expansion, I'll be streaming most of the day. And I hope you guys enjoyed watching this different build on the Jemadar Dread. I don't think you see people putting cannons on it, or especially rapid fire builds like this with the torp spam. It's certainly something different, and if you have all the stuff to do it, it's really, really fun. It just annihilates things. So, I'll see you all on Tuesday, maybe sooner. Thank you for watching, and if you have any more questions, just leave them in the comment section below this video when it's done processing. See you all next time.